Good afternoon, and welcome to Rejoice and Ring, Hancock Church's Holiday Handbell Concert. My name is Susan Capestro. This season, I've had the great pleasure of conducting Hancock's two handbell choirs, Carillon and Morning Glories, as an interim conductor, while their regular conductor, Marilyn Becker, has been on leave. Hancock's Handbell Ministry aims to bring happiness and fun to the community through handbell music. We love handbells. They're such an expressive instrument. There really is something special about the sound of a bell. We're so glad you're here with us this afternoon to experience this unique joy with us. Just as snowflakes first begin to gently fall, our first piece begins with a calm energy that comes from bells that are rung in a certain order. Listen for how the notes are layered upon each other and how a theme then emerges, a theme about divine love. you. Next, we have another piece with a sense of gentle charm, but it's completely different. Louis-Claude Daquin was a Baroque-era organist and composer who in the early 1700s published a set of organ pieces called Noels. So they're arrangements of folk tunes known as carols. So that means that this is a handbell arrangement of an organ arrangement of tunes from folk music. Daquin was known for precision. You can also listen for symmetry of traditional countryside dance music. Our next piece is a handbell arrangement of the traditional Catalonian Christmas carol, Fum, Fum, Fum. It dates back to at least the 1600s. In northeastern Spain, it was sung and danced during the Christmas season. The meaning of the word fum has been debated for centuries. Some think it mimics the sound of a strummed instrument. Others say, no, it's the thump of dancers' feet. Also, fum is the Catalan word for smoke. So maybe it's the smoke wafting across the countryside from a cozy holiday hearth. In any case, this carol has always felt like a celebration. You can listen for bright rhythms, handbell techniques, and also enough repetition of that fum note to remind us that early composers occasionally built entire songs out of syllables simply because they felt festive. We hope you enjoy Fum, Fum, Fum. Go Tell It on the Mountain is many people's favorite African American spiritual song. It's been covered by so many different musical artists and groups. Many of us even have our favorite artists' versions of it. Blind Boys of Alabama, anyone? It first emerged from music oral tradition, meaning it was sung a lot before it was ever written down. And then it was published during the early 1900s. We hope you enjoy this version of it for a small ensemble of handbells. Forest Green is an old English folk tune associated with a ballad called The Plowboy's Dream. The lyrics of that ballad convey a positive message about morals. Over 100 years ago, in 1906, the melody was turned into a hymn tune, and it was included in the English hymnal by its editor, who you've probably heard of, composer Ralph Vaughan Williams. In that hymnal, the lyrics of "O Little Town of Bethlehem" were set to this old English melody, and that's actually still used today in the UK and Ireland. Unlike the melody we usually use here in the US and Canada for "O Little Town of Bethlehem." So that's how this rather haunting and atmospheric melody came to be associated with Christmas. Much like Hava Nagila, the melody of this next piece is a simple and gradually quickening Hebrew folk tune in the tradition of an Israeli hora, or round dance. But unlike Hava Nagila, there's no clear composer. Instead, it evolved from music's oral tradition, meaning it wasn't written down. In 1974, two 13-year-olds, Sophie Conti and Naomi Bhatia, put their own Christian-themed words to the tune. King of Kings and Lord of Lords is related to the Palm Sunday narrative, but you can't have Palm Sunday and Easter without first having Christmas. So there's often a connection between the two at this time of year. By the way, if you see a ringer holding mallets in both hands, don't worry. They're not threatening anyone. They're just mentally preparing for measure 47. So here we have this previously existing public domain tune arranged for handbells. When you see the piece Sleigh Ride on a Christmas program, you might first think of Leroy Anderson's famous piece Sleigh Ride, but this is not that. Instead, this is probably the next most famous sleigh ride for this time of year, an arrangement of Mozart's Third German Dance, K605. So it's still pretty famous. You may recognize the tune. There's not quite enough time to tell all the funny stories related to this piece, but there is one thing. Does anyone here speak German? Okay. You happen to know the German word for sleigh ride? My pronunciation is terrible, but it's Schlittenfahrt. I know. This piece is in classical dance form. You can imagine one person doing a step, then their partner doing that same step, and then both dancing it together. Listen for symmetry, a familiar theme, and sleigh bells, and you might even feel like you're gliding over gentle hills through the snow on your way to the castle. Thank you. This next piece is being played by the Morning Glories Handbell Choir, so we'll give them a longer moment to get set up. In fact, I've been instructed to talk a bit longer at this juncture. Handbell music requires that ringers set up a little differently for each piece. And today, both groups are using the same tables, but with different handbells and ringers at each of those tables. So this is actually a good opportunity to share with you a little bit more about the fascinating art of handbell ringing. If this whole stage were a giant piano keyboard, behind every 3 to 5 keys, there'd be a different person standing. So in a handbell piece, each player and each part is uniquely interdependent. That's part of the reason why it's so satisfying to play in a handbell choir, because it's so easy to feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. But it's weird. People see bells and they ask, is that a xylophone? A percussion section? A fancy dinner service? Yes. My favorite question ever is, so are they electric? Not unless you count the shock when a ringer realizes they picked up the wrong bell. But seriously, handbell ringing is the world's most underrated fitness program, especially bass bells. We call them the buckets. You really have to be like a professional athlete. We don't have halftime shows. We are the halftime show. Can you imagine which movie soundtrack of a blockbuster film might be improved by inserting handbells? Like Jaws, but with handbells? Ding, 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 ding. Honestly, it's still terrifying. Anyway, it looks like they're making good headway through the setup, so I will move on. Arnold Sherman was a celebrated composer of handbell music, and Jubilee is one of his original compositions. It's the only piece on today's program that's not an arrangement of anything. Rather, it's simply a jubilant piece composed especially for a handbell choir. And it fits perfectly into the theme of our concert. Arnold Sherman was so good at composing music especially suitable for handbells. He left behind more than 400 published works for handbells and also voices. He fought a long battle against cancer and passed away just last year. So we are thrilled to share this piece, Jubilee, with you today. Jesus, Jesus, Rest Your Head is an Appalachian Christmas carol collected in the early 20th century by an American folklorist, John Jacob Niles. He helped preserve much of that region's musical heritage. The tune has that Scotch-Irish flavor that helped to shape Appalachian folk music. Its beautifully simple melody and harmonies really give it a lullaby character. It fits perfectly into a long tradition of quote-unquote cradle carols. These were meant to help listeners imagine Mary soothing the Christ child. They were and still are very popular both in Europe and America. The tune from the carol Silent Night was first performed on Christmas Eve over 200 years ago in 1818. It was in the village of Obendorf, Austria. The story is that a church organ malfunctioned. Gee, I've never heard of that happening, have you? This prompted the immediate need for a simple guitar-accompanied carol. The text was written by a priest, Joseph Moore. A school teacher, Franz Gruber, completed the music pretty much right then and there. This carol was declared an intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO in 2011. We hope you enjoy this handbell setting. So now the Morning Glories group is going to rest, or go away, rest, until it's time to bow at the end. And the Carillon group is coming back to play some more. So I need to fill in time while the ringers rearrange half the hardware store up there. But first, I have to say what a pleasure it's been to work with these amazing groups in such a wonderful program built by their regular director. Pretty sure Marilyn Becker is here somewhere. Marilyn, are you here? Give us a wave. Thank you, Marilyn. It's been such a pleasure, such an honor. So, ringers frantically setting up for the next piece are a bit like NASCAR pit crews. 6 seconds flat to swap mallets, rearrange tables, and contemplate their life choices. Except, pit crews don't have to delicately play a suspended mallet on a C sharp immediately after. And they never have to whisper, "Wait, where did my E flat go?" Every choir has a bell that disappears at the worst possible moment, usually a B flat. B flats have wanderlust. If you hear whispering up there, it's because someone's quietly asking, "Who has my F sharp?" And the answer is always, "Not me." So if you feel like I'm going on for too long here, just be grateful I don't have slides. Yeah. The melody for the next piece comes from a traditional French carol, Les Anges dans nos campagnes, or The Angels in Our Countryside. It was probably circulating in southern France by the mid-18th century. The lyrics in its famous refrain, Gloria in excelsis Deo, are the Latin text of the Angel's Song from the Gospel of Luke. This melody's sweeping line is in a typical French Baroque style. Baroque style is highly ornamented, so listen for lots of curly cues. You. Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Al Bukis, one of the lay. Oh, you're going to go first.
I'm going to go first.
This is my wife. We've talked about this a lot.
I just wanted to say on behalf of the bell ringers that we really appreciate Susan Capestro filling in for Marilyn, as she said, to come into a group and lead us with humor and grace and just sharing her musical talents with us. We're very grateful. So we gave her some gifts earlier. But
Hi, I'm still Al Bukis. I'm one of the lay leaders here at Hancock Church. And on behalf of Hancock Church, I want to thank all of you for coming out here today. It's really wonderful to see the room so full. There's an additional musical offering for Advent this Wednesday at noontime, part of our noontime concert series with the Essex Piano Trio. It's on Wednesday, December 17th. You're certainly also welcome to stay for worship at the Well Vesper service at 5 o'clock today. Now, taking a look at the clock, and since our sanctuary is under construction, I'm asking you to participate in a Christmas miracle, which is to convert this room into our Vesper service in about 20 minutes. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do. If you are physically able, after the last song, if you could take your folding chair and put it on one of the racks that we'll pull out, that would be great. If you're not able, please don't worry about that. Secondly, if you'd like to say and chat with ringers, we've set up a reception area in our educational commons, which is through 2 double doors. So just exit out the back and go through 2 double doors. We have some cookies and some refreshments there. So if you want to talk to one of the ringers, please do so there as opposed to in this room. Lastly, or if you are leaving right away, and you can leave by that exit going out the front, down some stairs, or through there to our, that gets to our side driveway, which is a possibility. If you need mobility assistance, our elevator is in the front of the building towards Mass Ave, through 3 sets of double doors going past the CE Commons. All of this is to keep the back hallway clear so that we can get the bell tables out as quickly as possible. Again, thanks for coming today, and I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. Oh, I said after the next piece.
The title "On This Day Earth Shall Ring" is the modern English title of the 14th century Latin carol Personunt Hodie. It was originally found in the Pie Cantones collection, published in 1582. You can listen for this piece's strong rhythm, which probably suggests that the tune originated from medieval processional music. It was possibly even sung by choristers as they moved through cathedrals at Christmas. This also very catchy melody has remained popular for centuries. It's resurfaced in various settings of music by everyone from Gustav Holst to modern arrangers. Each new rendition then, in turn, becomes part of a long musical lineage stretching back to the Middle Ages. Thank you again for joining us today.